What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're back again, once again, and continuing our ranking series, going over the offensive interior class in the 2021 NFL Draft. You're going to get my top 10 prospects today in the interior class. But if you're a Bro Scout tier member, you could go ahead and see my full rankings. I got more prospects after this, and it's the best way to support the channel. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. Any and all support, though, is much appreciated. Much obliged. So go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into the nitty gritty. We're going to start with Elijah Vera-Tucker. Yeah, Elijah Vera-Tucker, man. Yeah, he is probably my only first round graded interior in this class. A lot of people think he could play left tackle since he did it last year. I still think he translates best at guard, but he did play left tackle this past season. He did a pretty good job until he ran into Kayvon Thibodeau, who is probably going to be a top 5, top 10 prospect in the 2022 draft. So, I mean, you could give benefit of the doubt, but I still think his skill set best translates to guard. While I think he is athletic, I don't think he's athletic enough for the outside. I mean, if you go back, look at 2019, he only allowed a 1.1% pressure rate from the interior in 2019. And just his length, it's not ideal for tackle. However, as a guard, I think he is going to be very solid. He's going to be an exceptional pass protector. The guy in the run game, he's a churner. He latches on and he won't let go. He's going to keep pushing you back. So I got him here at 1. And then Wyatt Davis coming here at 2. He's got the ideal physical tools and upside for the guard position. I think he uses his hands pretty well, kind of independently too. Just great length, you know. And that's what I was going to say. That's what I love about him. It's like with the defender, you see the left hand, but you don't know what the right hand's doing. And it's nice to get up under the pads. Like, he's really good on the interior. You really saw that in 2019. 2020, I think it took him a minute to really get into his groove, shake off the rust. Keep in mind, they didn't really have a lot of off-season programs in 2020 because of, well, you know. But he really got his groove later on in the season. That was kind of the thing with Ohio State, though. Like, especially offensively, I don't think they really didn't get any rhythm or momentum going, because a lot of the games, like, they would have a game 1 week and then cancellation for the next 2 weeks. It was just a mess. But I think he was best on display against Alabama, where until he left with injury, he had Christian Barmore, probably the top interior defensive player in this class, on lockdown. He did a solid job with that. Like Davis, he won't lose one-on-ones. This guy will win there. But like I said, benefit of the doubt to 2020, but it was a down year for him. You could argue he could play center potentially, but he did have a lot of miscommunications though in 2020. So where you want to talk about versatility, he might not have any in that regard, but I still think he could be an immediate starter from day one with tremendous upside. So I like him a lot. Landon Dickerson coming in at 3. The ACL, yeah, it kind of sucks. He's probably out. Some people are saying, oh, he ain't going to be out till week 5. I think it might keep him out longer than that. We might not see him till the second half of the season. But the dude is literally a refrigerator. You ain't going to move him off the line. He's built like a phone booth. He plays with a lot of strength. Like, you ain't overpowering him. A lot of teams are going to salivate over this guy's leadership qualities. I mean, you could already tell, like, scouts and just coaches were falling in love with him at the Senior Bowl. Like, he's a very personable dude. Like, the guy he's a really cool dude. He's a really cool guy. He did have the most pancakes last season. He operated in that Alabama offense, being a pro-style offense. So a lot of pluses to his game. I'm a sucker for athleticism. he's a below average athlete, but playing center, playing on the offensive interior, you could get away with that as long as you're big and stupid strong, and he is both big and stupid strong. So I have him as a second rounder. You just got to know you're probably going to get maybe a possible redshirt season out of him. And then Creed Humphrey at 4, man. I still think Creed Humphrey should move to guard. It's just at 6'4", he might be just tall enough to have to move to guard, because a lot of his losses came against these strong nose tackles that get great leverage, that sink their hips low and they drive under your pads. That's where he lost. You saw it in 2019? Yeah, 2019 with Quentin Williams. Saw it. No, it was 2018 against Quentin Williams. 2019 was Bravion Roy. But for the most part, like, he has been stellar at center. He's never played guard, benefit of the doubt. So it's a bit of a projection there. You know, you're at least getting a pretty solid center. He never allowed a sack. Doesn't mean he wasn't pushed back into his quarterback. Like I said, there are those instances where he just got out leveraged. But dude, Senior Bowl, he put on a display. Teams are going to be high on him. His pro day was great. His testing was solid. But overall, probably better for a gap heavy scheme. So yeah, dude, Creed Humphrey, he's a solid prospect. And then we're getting into Quentin Miners, man. Everyone's favorite, dude. The crop top hoss himself, man. Guy came out of nowhere, came into the Senior Bowl, and literally had probably the best Senior Bowl you can have, being a small school prospect. And the thing was, this guy, he didn't only take snaps at guard, but at center, which he learned on the fly, like there. That's wild. And he actually graded out pretty well, man. He graded out pretty dang well at the Senior Bowl. He didn't lose a ton. But when he did, benefit of the doubt, you're playing center for the first time. Yeah, you're going to lose. It happens. But then he goes to the pro day and just has one of the most ridiculous just in terms of athleticism. Like, I knew he was a sneaky good athlete. He's got videos of him dunking, but he came in his pro day and looked good, like stupid athletic. Like, at first during the Senior Bowl, I was like, I could see him going in the 4th round, man. The 4th, 5th round, similar to Ben Barch from last year, also a small school prospect from St. John's. You know, had probably the best 12 reps of his life in drills, and then played a very good Senior Bowl. I could see him doing that. Now we're talking more of this Ali Marpet type of range in the 2nd round, where it's like, oh, this is an athletic freak. This guy, yes, might take a year or two to really develop, but you could have a quality guard or center on your hands. So I'm just going to throw that out there, man. He came from a run-heavy offense there at, Wisconsin Whitewater. So, like, his pass protection technique ain't all that. But, again, you're going to probably have to develop him, and I'm cool with that in the 2nd round. WalkTheMock.com. It is a live draft simulator where you can draft against real people in real time. We do this all, like, during our streams. We do mock drafts, and you could draft against the likes of me, because I know you think you're better than me. So come prove you're better than me with Walk the Mock. Links in the description below. You got to be a premium member to do a live draft with people. But if you use promo code Broshmo, all caps, uppercase, then it gets you 20% off. So go ahead and do that. You can do it for the month. You can do it for the year. But yeah. And then to start my 3rd rounders, I got Kendrick Green. I'm actually a big fan of Kendrick Green, man. Very, very positive progression over the last 3 seasons for him. Whether he was playing at center. He mainly played left guard, but he's very quick out of his stance, very nimble with his his footwork, very fleet of foot. I should probably say length less than ideal, kind of doesn't matter that much on the interior. I mean, length is nice, but it's not the end all be all. But I wish he would play with stronger hands. He is kind of more like, given his athletic ability, his explosiveness, and you saw it on his pro day, he's got explosiveness out of the wazoo. It's more built for an outside zone blocking scheme, which that's great. A lot of NFL offenses are starting to implement more outside zone blocking concepts. So that's great. Trey Smith out of Tennessee. A lot of people think this is a bit low for him. I haven't seen what his medicals checked out at, or if he even got medically checked out, but the blood clots, they need, it is something I might need answered. It did cost him some time at Tennessee, and I think it cost him time to develop, man, because he had a solid year at, I think he was playing left guard his freshman season. They moved him out to left tackle. Didn't nearly go as well. Moved him back to right guard, and I really think it kind of it hurt his just development, and it really didn't help this season. Also, that because of the circumstances, they had a shortened off season. Because let's call a spade a spade. He's a bigger guard with extremely strong hands. He's got big pop, but his feet don't move well. He almost doesn't pick them up. They're almost sliding on the turf. Yeah, man. Whenever teams would bring extra rush, he would miss assignments. Again, part of that is just not being able to get a lot of reps, whether it was from the shortened off season, whether it was from, just not having to miss time because he had to deal with his own health. And that's unfortunate. The athletic testing, though, I thought was very encouraging. I don't think it's a death nail for him. I would say maybe a more power scheme, blocking scheme in general would be ideal to begin at first. But man, maybe this guy, you can kick him out to a right tackle, have maybe an Orlando Brown-esque type of career arc. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm a big fan of Smith, man. Ben Cleveland, I love me Braun Strowman, dude. This guy's a jacked polar bear, straight up. He looks like a grizzly bear on the line, and he actually moves relatively quickly despite the size. He's very quick out of his stance, plays with just a nastiness, and I mean you could say his foot speed is a bit slow, but again, they're on the interior. You don't worry too much about that unless it's it looks like they're maybe statuing, they're planking, they're mannequin, whatever the kids call it nowadays. I don't know. I don't care. But he does play a bit forward. So he is a bit off off balance. By playing forward, it almost looks like he's lunging. It almost looks like he's playing the run every snap, which, hey, that might be fine in a play action heavy scheme. But yeah, you don't want your guys lunging forward, then you're just getting pushed aside. Then again, for a man his size, 6'6", 354, it's going to be pretty hard to push him aside. What I was happy to see was what we didn't see for the most of his career was a full season of production. And he always played well in little increments. I don't think until this year, I don't think he played more than 400 snaps in a season, whether it was academic issues. 2018, he had a broken fibia. So it was nice to see him play a full year. So, hey, I'm a big fan of him in the third round. And then we're going to move to my day 3 prospects here at 9. Deontay Brown, man. I've come around to him because you know what? You know exactly what you're getting with him. And I think if you get him in the right scheme, you got one hell of a player. This dude is a mammoth. He's going to be an elite run blocker. That is going to be what he is. He eats defenders, and he could sometimes take 2 at a time. I don't know how that sounds, but it's a good thing. Really great balance, actually, for a man his size. Again, pushing 344. Really a mountain of a man. Again, another guy that might be ideal, much like Trey Smith, ideal for maybe a gap-heavy, a power run blocking scheme. Could be talking maybe future Baltimore Raven here. I'm just saying, kind of be a good scheme fit there. But really no quickness to his game. Again, that's to be expected. He is what he is. If he's gonna be beat, he's gonna be beat by quicker defenders. You kind of saw that at the Senior Bowl. Like I think it was Cameron Sample beat him on the interior pretty bad. But again, you know what you're getting with him. You're getting a darn good run blocker. And then this one was pretty tough. I had a few guys vying for this 10th spot on the list, but I went with Josh Myers at Ohio State. I got a 4th round grade on him. I almost went with my boy Drake Jackson because I'm kind of a Drake Jackson mark, but I'm sticking with Josh Myers. He's got a high level of athleticism and explosiveness. At the end of the day, it was just, he has better size than Jackson, and I really could see Myers. I don't like him at center. I want to move him to guard. Again, he's another dude that's 6'5", a bit too tall for center. You're gonna get out leverage. You kind of saw that a bit at Ohio State, where he really struggled in pass protection. He struggled against leverage. I mean, he allowed 6 sacks over the course of 2 seasons, which it's actually a pretty big number in college for a center. I think he's good at getting to the second level. Again, that athleticism, why wouldn't you be? But at times he kind of overextends, and it just leads to balance issues. Probably needs better. If you could working on his hand placement, hand usage, overextends, gets ahead of himself, and he's easy just to pull down. So, I mean, there's aspects that I think they're good, but I think they just translate better at guard for him. But yeah, if you're a Bro Scout tier, get ready. You're gonna get hit with the rest of my rankings. If not, hey, go ahead and become one. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.